She sat in the corner of the office, perfectly composed. Perfect smile, perfect responses. Nobody saw her hands trembling beneath the desk. Nobody knew that by 5 p.m. she would collapse at home, mentally exhausted, physically drained, unable to move for hours. And tonight, we're talking about the invisible cost of autism that millions experience while appearing completely normal to the world. Masking isn't about hiding autism. It's about survival. It's about learning from childhood that the way your brain naturally works makes other people uncomfortable. So you learn to perform normalcy. You learn to copy facial expressions, to time your laugh to match theirs, to suppress your stimming, those repetitive movements that calm your nervous system, to sit still when everything in you wants to move, to make eye contact even though it feels like staring into the sun. Think of it like this. Imagine going through every single day speaking a language that is not your native tongue. Not because you can't, but because everyone around you expects it. Every single day. For autistic people, this is life. It's not a choice. It's a learned survival mechanism. And the research is finally catching up to what autistic people have been telling us for decades. It's destroying them. The thing nobody tells you? The normal people around them have absolutely no idea. Let's talk about what actually happens inside the body during masking. Imagine your nervous system like a car engine. Autistic brains run differently. Not worse, differently. When they mask, they're trying to run on an incompatible fuel. The engine overheats, cortisol spikes, heart rate increases. The amygdala, your brain's alarm system, goes into overdrive. This isn't metaphorical. This is neurobiology. One study found that autistic people who mask show similar stress markers to someone experiencing actual trauma. Every single day. Then comes the shutdown, the collapse. Burnout isn't just feeling tired, it's complete neurological exhaustion. Some autistic people describe it as being unable to form sentences, unable to process information, unable to exist temporarily. Sarah, a 34-year-old project manager, shared her story with us. I would get home and just sit for 3 hours. I couldn't talk to my partner, couldn't move. I wasn't depressed, I was exhausted. My brain had spent all its energy pretending to be someone I'm not. And here's what breaks our hearts. She only realized this was happening when she was formally diagnosed at 31. For 17 years, she thought something was wrong with her. She thought she was weak. She wasn't weak. She was surviving. We need to understand something. Autistic people don't mask because they want to hide who they are. They mask because society punishes them for existing as they are. In school, teachers call them disruptive. At work, colleagues call them weird or rude or unfriendly. In relationships, partners say they're cold or don't care enough. None of this is true, but when you hear it repeatedly, you internalize it. You believe that your authentic self is unlovable, so you build a mask, and you wear it so well that eventually, even people who love you don't know who you really are. One autistic therapist told us, I spent 30 years masking so well that even my own family didn't believe me when I came out as autistic. My mother said, but you make eye contact. You can't be autistic. That's how good the mask becomes. It becomes invisible, even to the people closest to you. The tragedy isn't autism. The tragedy is that we've created a world where people have to hide who they fundamentally are just to be accepted. But here's something powerful that's happening right now. Autistic people are starting to unmask, and what they're discovering is revolutionary. When they stop performing and start existing, something unexpected happens. The burnout decreases, the anxiety decreases, the depression, often a symptom of chronic masking, decreases. James, who came out as autistic at 28, told us, the first 6 months were terrifying. I stimmed in public. I wore noise-canceling headphones constantly. I said no to social events. People judged me. And I've never felt better in my life. I was finally allowed to be tired when I was tired. To be honest when something overwhelmed me. To exist without performing. The paradox? When autistic people stop masking, they often become more authentic in their relationships. More capable at work because they're not burning out. More themselves. But this only works if the people around them choose understanding instead of judgment. And that's where you come in. If you're watching this and you're autistic, I want you to know something. The mask you wear? It's not your fault. You learned it because the world demanded it. But you don't have to keep wearing it forever. Your stimming isn't weird. Your need for alone time isn't cold. Your way of processing emotions isn't broken. It's just different. And different isn't less than. It's different. If you're watching this and you love an autistic person, understand this. What you see might not be what's really happening beneath the surface. The person who handles everything so well might be collapsing at home. The friend who doesn't seem that autistic might be exhausted from the performance. The greatest gift you can give them? Permission to stop masking. Permission to be exactly who they are, without apology, without performance. Because here's the truth nobody talks about. The invisible cost of masking isn't invisible to the person paying it. They feel it. Every single day. If this resonates with you, if you felt this exhaustion, this pressure to be someone you're not, you might relate to our next video about the signs of autistic burnout and how to recognize it in yourself or someone you love. That video changed how thousands of people understand their own struggles. It might change how you see yourself too. So if this message landed with you today, subscribe and check out that next video. Join a community of people who are learning that authenticity isn't a luxury. It's a necessity. Thank you for feeling this with us. If you recognized yourself in this video, watch our next upload. Signs of autistic burnout. Are you collapsing without knowing why? Link in description. Let's talk about what comes after masking. Subscribe if you want to continue this conversation. This community matters.